Heyo, here we are, back on Mars. Been a little bit of a break. I was on vacation, so haven't been around. I did log in yesterday and I just did a little extra mining, so you guys don't have to watch me mine. So, as a review, we have air conditioning going, not automated. We have our grow light up. We have our trays down for hydroponics and hooked up to water. We've got cereal bars and water, which we're living off of from our supplies. We've got our airlock set up. So cooling, heating. We set up all of our printers at tier 1. And we have a basic furnace. And here's some ores that I went out and got so that we could do some crafting right away. And we moved our solar panel setup over to here, which is still not automated. So we'll try and get some automation done today. This is the electronics printer. So the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need a laptop to do some IC work. And to do that, we're going to need a mod. Because we need a tier 2 printer for that. We need steel, electrum, constant, tan, and solder. So we have solder, we have steel, we have electrum, but we don't have any constant tan. So if we look in the ingot section under constant tan, we can make it in a tier 1 furnace. We need 20 to 100 megapascals of pressure and 1 kilokelvin to 100 kilokelvins of temperature. So pretty hot. We need copper and nickel. So we've got copper, we've got nickel. So we need some ices, which we have. We have 9.2 megapascals and 587 kilokelvin. So we need a little more. So it's nighttime, so we're good to put in some ices to heat up our furnace. So let's see, what do we have in our furnace? We've got some oxygen and we've got some nitrous oxide, which means volatiles will help out quite a bit. So if I just say put in 3 of that, push the button, and we wanted 20 to 101 kilokelvin. So we need a little more. So let's put in 3 more. Okay, we're getting close. Gonna put in 5. Just making sure the audio is working. Seems to be working. Still not hot enough. Well, maybe we ran out of... Yeah, we're low on, so we got a volatile rich. So we need to put in some oxide now. So let's just put in a couple. See where that gets us. Okay, that's good. Got lots of heat, lots of pressure. I'm just gonna put in a little bit more because once I put in our materials, it's gonna lose heat. And there we go. Constant tan. Now while we have this heat and temperature, let's take a look at Invar, because we're going to have to make that at some point. So we need more temperature and a little less pressure. How much do we have? We're close. So we can let some pressure off. Oh, we didn't want to do that. Let's flush the old suit here. Okay. Now, what do we need? 18 to 20. So we still got to let out a little bit. And we need 1.2, so we're a little cold. Okay, and Invar is iron and nickel. So we need iron, nickel. We just got to get a little more temperature. Let's see what we're working with here. We got lots of oxygen, so we need, let's say, a couple of volatiles. Well, we're close. Okay, dash of oxygen it is. Okay. Got a little too much pressure. Put these in and see if we can just drop the temperature a bit. Okay, and we'll just let this out a bit. There we go. And we've got some Invar. Okay. What else do we need that we can make it tier 1? That's pretty much all the tier 1 stuff, so we should maybe make some more steel, but we've got the heat. Excuse me, just getting over a cold. So we just need 900 Kelvin for steel. All right, and we can get enough for some silicon. We'll get that going. Need 900 for that. Excuse me. Well, we got more silicon, so get that done. We still got the temperature. And touch more. Might as well get it all done. Iron. We don't have any other iron, so we're good there. So iron is the next one, which is at 800. So we'll do the iron. We'll get some more copper. Do we have a bar of silver? Let's do some silver too. All right, so let's do copper. copper. More copper. Copper's down at 600. Okay, so good. We can do more copper. Do some gold. All right, that's pretty much everything we need to do. May as well do this last copper. I don't think I need raw copper for anything. Keep that in case I need it for electrum. Keep the coal just in case we need it for something else. Okay, I think we're good. So we've got 29 megapascals of pressure in there. So let's pick this stuff up and we'll just put it away. Usually that goes in here, so we'll just put it in there. Crank this guy up to 100. We'll just put the copper in there so we have it stacks of 100 because I don't have a lot of shelf space left. Do the same for the silicon. We can always split it later if we have to. Speaking of splitting, let's split this into a couple of hundreds. All right. We've converted most of that ore into ingots, which is very helpful. So now we can look at making our mod. Steel, electrum, constantan, solder. Constantan, solder, electrum, and steel. How is our power situation doing? Oh, they're in good shape. We're getting a little sun, but we really got to work on that tracking, which is what we're doing. Pressure in here. Let's just take it down a little bit. Get down to about 25. Have in here, got iron in there. Speaking of iron, I need to make a CO2 filter. We have a 0.5 in there, so I'm just going to make a pipe to get rid of that 0.5. Okay. Just waiting for the mods. Waiting on that. Let's get some steel frames going. I want to start filling in this area here. Grab our welder. Okay, we're going to apply our electronics mod to this. Turn this on. And then we can make our other mods. Let's do an auto lathe mod. Get those ready for future reference. Well, as we're standing around doing nothing. Oh, actually, what I wanted to check was, what do we need to make a better drill and a better arc welder? Oh, we need the tool printer mod, probably. All right, that will be our next mod that we make. So I'm thinking I want to put expand this out a little bit. What I want to put up is some wind turbines. I think they're made in here. Wind, upright turbine kit. Yeah, it's made in the electronics printer, which we're using, of course. Oh, okay, good. Let's do some wind upright turbines. Need gold and copper. Well, we've got that. They print relatively quickly. This will give us some trickle power overnight. You see, we've got our solar panels. We're in the yellow. We're using a bit of juice. Excuse me. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is put in some wind turbines along here, and that'll give us a little extra overnight power. And I need some cables to do that, and I don't have a lot of those. The old stand around doing nothing. So I'm thinking over here, gonna put up the advanced furnace soon. I do like where this furnace is. I might replace this with the advanced furnace or put the advanced furnace maybe over here. Or over here, perhaps. Build out a few frames and just pop it over there. I can always get rid of this one later if I have to. Okay, I'm going to stop this from printing and just print off a few cables. So I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 20 or so would not hurt. Get this guy hooked into power. Do 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 do. I think 3 will be enough. We can always add more later. So those will keep the power up during the night and during storms. I'll add a little boost. Just a little trickle. Right. I need some silver, I think. Gonna need a housing. So I want to automate that with a chip. I'm going to put that on a housing, and I'm going to put that on a housing. So I'm going to need two housings, I think. One housing for this stuff, and one housing for this guy. And I might just put it... Take the data from there. How did I do these solar panels? I don't have their data hooked up. So the data is going to come this way. Decisions. IC 10 chip. What am I missing? Gold. Okay, we're gonna need more gold. So let's get that going. Need 3 of these. Some more steel. Want to get this guy upgraded here so we can get better tools. I was going to check the door kit. What are we at here? Okay, so I want mod. Tool printer mod. Check. Kit door. Pretty sure it makes the composite roll cover door. Yep, that's what I want. So I could run my data from here. The data for that's going to come down there. I could theoretically, if I get some more frames. Thinking what I can do is put this guy here. That's enough frames. What I'm thinking is I put my it's upside down. That's not what I wanted to do. Hand drill. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, and then I just need... Whoa. We don't need that. We need the pipe bender mod. Alright, now we've got that upgraded. The last one we're going to do is our pipe bender, which we're in the process of doing. I'm going to need more cable when that's done. So what I want to do is... I'm thinking I'm going to put... Do I have a labeler? And we are a little light on power, so I think I have a touch of coal over here. I'm going to do is split that in half. Throw that in the old coal furnace and get some little extra power. See if I have a labeler. Now, how are we doing for oxygen? We're good for oxygen, we're good for power, water, and drink. Let's get a little food. A little agua. Turn that guy on. Touch more food. I think we got food in here. Here. No? Oh, yeah, there we go. Just unpack both of those. Put them over here. Okay, and I wanted the labeler. And the reason I want the labeler... Oh, jeez. We're good on power. Okay, I want to... Does it have a battery? No, it does not have a battery. Need some regular cables. All right, there. We've updated all of that stuff. I can put this here. Okay, now what I want to do is hook up my data for my solar panels. I always call them satellites for some reason. I don't know why that is. Anyway, so I'm going to run my data this way. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is put this over here for now. This is gonna be my... Now I need to have power and data. So power comes from that side. I'm not gonna get power on this one. Can I... I have to think about this for a minute. I'm gonna have power coming in. Maybe I don't want that there. I have to get power to it. I could put it inside, but then I won't have a window here. I don't want to put a frame, really. Think. So I put a frame here. It's going to block the access. I could put it here and use a... I'd have to run power. So that's my input. That's my input. My output is there. Where's my other output? Oh, that was for the... So what goes up there goes there, and then down into here, and then this is all on one power network. Well, that's sloppy work. I need to isolate them. I could get power from here. I need more cables. Thinking. All right, let's print some more cables. So what I'm thinking is, I have power going there. How much copper? I might as well just use it all. Okay, and we've used all of the copper. So this is a power and data cable, which is fine. So let's remove this door for the interim so we can see what we're doing. So what I'm going to do is I need to hook up my data there. But the power is going to come from a different location. All right, so it doesn't matter. Data's going to come in there, power's going to come in there. This one can be both. So I'm thinking my data and power come in. Actually, why don't I just do this? Make my life easier. For wiring purposes, even though they're upside down. So I just put power and data into this one. And my solar tracking data comes from here. Then I put this away, put this away. Solar housing. Greenhouse housing. Solar IC 10. Greenhouse housing. No, greenhouse IC10. This will be cooling IC10. Now I should be able to put there. Okay, so now what I need to do is I've got all that hooked up. I need a sensor, which I do not have. It's got to be attached to the data, and it's got to be flat. So let's go make a sensor. And I need a sensor for in there, so I'll probably need 2 sensors. So open up our electronics printer. Sensor kit. We're missing copper. That's okay, we got lots of copper. And we'll make 2 of those kits. How long have we been going? Oh, 43 minutes. Okay. Got 1. And 2. All right. I don't think we'll be able to fit this up here, but let's take a look. Oh, okay, good. Now, I have to remember how this works. Which way is 0? Vertical, 90 degrees. I'm trying to determine that way is 0. I think this has to point. Well, let's just see how it works. Be a little trial and error here. Okay, so what I need to do is get my code out. I'm not the world's greatest IC editor. So I have written some code in the past based off watching other people play the game. And we're just going to import it and see what we got. So if I go import, edit, go to my library, and I have, that's my AC for Mars. Solar tracking. Let's bring that in. Overwrite. Okay, so what this says is we're going to alias the sensor, which is the daylight sensor up there, to D0. We're going to define our solar panels to this. Now we got to make sure those are the right solar panels. So we have dual solar panel dual. So we need solar panel dual, which is this guy here. And the number is this prefab hash we want there. So we're going to edit that. Oh, we didn't import it? Okay. Library. Overwrite. And we want to change this number to that. And we're going to confirm that, which will keep it in the computer now. So we're going to alias our D sensor to D0, which is the pin on this housing right here. It's upside down, but that one is D0, D1, D2, D3, D45. So there's 6 of them, but they start at 0 instead of 1. Okay. And then we're going to define our solar panels with that hash value so that we can batch write to them. We're going to start the program, and we should probably put in a yield here. If I can type. Then we're going to load into R0, which is a register, from the daylight sensor, the vertical angle. We're going to save batch to the solar panel dual, the vertical angle, which we loaded in here into R0. Then we're going to load into R1 from the daylight sensor, the horizontal angle. Then we're going to save batch to all of the solar panels. That's why save batch is there, because it saves it to more than one thing of the same type, as opposed to just save. The horizontal angle that we got from here. Then we're going to yield again. So we probably don't need a yield there because we've already got a yield. And then we're going to jump back to the start and do it. And that should track our solar panels, or the sun, assuming that this thing is facing the right direction, which it probably isn't. But we'll just move it around until we get it right. So I put this in here. I turn this on. And why is that? Oh, because I didn't export anything into there. So I have to export this, confirm, into the chip. Now it should complain. Yes, because it doesn't know what D0 is, see? So we'll turn that off, get our screwdriver out, turn this to the daylight sensor, there we go, and turn this back on, and that should work, and these guys should start moving. Which they are. The question is, are they moving the right way? I forget where the sun comes up. So you can see they're moving ever so slightly. They're tracking. And when the sun comes up, we'll see if they're facing the right direction. They might be faced completely the wrong direction at this point. Excuse me. But it's nighttime, so it doesn't matter. All right, so that is our solar tracking. Now this one is for our daylight sensor, or sorry, our grow light. That was the word I was looking for. But I don't think we have a daylight sensor in here. I could just use that same daylight sensor out there though. Let's see what the code says. I don't know if I have it set on a sensor or if I have it set on a timer. So we'll see. Let's look at my code in here. So if I edit, go to the library, AC Mars, maybe. So we're going to define the AC sensor to D0 alias AC. Sorry, alias AC sensor D0. Start. Yield load from the AC sensor. So we're going to need a gas sensor inside there. Let's see if this works. So, right, I'm doing the wrong thing. So I want to cancel that. I want to, oh, are we tracking the right way? We are not tracking the right way at all. Okay, so what we need to do then is I can either flip this around or I can change the code. What I need this to do is probably face the other way. And then I can probably take this. Let's just see. We'll neaten up the cabling after we get it figured out. And that's not going to be right down here because it doesn't know what the sensor is. And it is now rotating. Still the wrong way. Maybe. Maybe not. Still rotating. No. Okay, so then we got to go one of two other directions. Which I don't think we can do. Oh, maybe we can. Also not correct. That looks better. Only 80% efficiency. I'm not sure why. Well, they seem to be tracking properly now. Our power is in good shape, so that's good. All right, so we'll go with that for now. We may need to make adjustments later. Now, what we were doing here was we want to go back into here, and we were grabbing our, not our AC, but our grow light. Grow lights. All right. Let's see how this one works. So alias a sensor, the lights, vertical, lights on. Okay, so that should be fine as is. So if I confirm that, export it into here, put this in there. Turn it on, turn it off. Ah, we don't have a sensor in here, do we? Oh, wait. We have the daylight sensor. But we're not getting data from that daylight sensor because it's there. Well, we can fix that. Because we do want to use a daylight sensor, right? Read the vertical angle. So I can take this out, put that there. This guy off. Put him like I have the other one. And that should turn the grow light on. Well, it depends what level he's at. By he, I mean the sun. Alright, so let's pick this guy up. Now, if the grow light is off because the data is telling it to be off, excuse me, when I turn it on, it will turn off. Okay, so it's staying on. And staying off. So the data is not controlling this because the data is not going into the data connection. So we got to think about that. The data is going into the power, but not into the data. Will I blow things up if I do this? Aha, so it's now being controlled. When I go to turn it off, it turns off, but then the IC turns it back on. Okay, so in here, we want to put this guy in there, put this guy here. What do we have in here? Nothing. Edit. Library. And I believe I was using this. So if I recall, what I'm going to do is alias AC sensor D0, define the AC as that guy there, start yield, load into R0 from the AC sensor the temperature of the room. I don't have a sensor. I made one though. But I have to put it somewhere. I have a sensor here for the air conditioning or the airlock. I don't have a sensor for the room. I think I'll put it over here so it's away from the air conditioning. And let's name this greenhouse sensor. GH sensor. So if I've done this right, the idea is we've aliased that sensor. We're going to put it on D0. We've defined the AC there. Start yield, load from R0, the greenhouse sensor, the temperature. If it's greater than, branch greater than R0 is 300, then it's going to go to AC on. It's going to save into batch to AC mode 1 and start. Jump back to start. If it's less than 300 but more than 295, or sorry, if it's below 295, it'll turn it off. If it's above 300, it'll turn. So it'll keep it in a nice range. So if it's greater than 300 Kelvin, it'll turn on. If it's less than 295 Kelvin, it will turn off. So it'll keep it between 295 and 300 Kelvin is the idea. Okay, mode 1 is on and mode 2 is off or idle. So let's see if that works. So if I put this in here, turn on, turn off, and then I grab this guy and I put greenhouse sensor. Turn that on. It is active right now. So we have it set for 300 Kelvin, which is, I believe, let's see, let's ask Siri. Hey Siri, what is 300 Kelvin in Celsius?
That would be minus 272.15 degrees
that's
Celsius.
1 Kelvin. That's not what I want. All right. Siri never helps me. So if we have, stand by while I Google 300 Kelvin. I know I could do the math, but it's easier to do it this way. It's 26.85 degrees Celsius. And then the other was 295, right? So 21.85, which is essentially 22 degrees. So if it gets hotter than 27, this will turn on. And we're pumping the heat into this pipe.
Waste tank caution.
Oh, my waste tank is full. And I need a battery for this guy. Okay, so we have, excuse me, 26.2 degrees in here. We have 10% carbon dioxide, 9% nitrogen, and some oxygen. A little bit of pollution. We can get rid of the pollutant by creating a big filter, or we can use our portable one, which is portable air conditioner, portable scrubber. Okay, we're gonna need a connector. I believe that's made here. And some insulated pipes, which I think I already put the stuff in there. So connector, insulated pipes will be next. What do we need to make that? Oh, we need some more silicone. I thought we had lots of that stuff. All right. Cables. No, it's battery operated. Let's print off, if we can, some batteries. Now, just for simplicity's sake, what we'll do, we need room though. Let's put it over here. We need a cowl too. All right. If I put this like so, how does this mount? Okay, battery, good. We get to the filters. Okay, good. That's perfect. Temperature in here is 23. Okay, that's what we want. What do we got here? Still active. Cowl. Need food and water soon. Don't need you right now. Need you. Do I have a cowl? I don't see a cowl. I just want to see how these are tracking. The sun is where? Gotta be there. All right, we're getting some juice. Still don't seem to be tracking just right. This is where my coding skills let me down. All right, we're gonna have to look at that because the angle isn't right. First, I need some food and some water. And we're gonna turn this guy on. And he should get rid of the pollutant. Temperature is good. We are still active. Okay. Okay, we'll just let that run until the small battery runs out. By then the pollutant should be gone. I need some oxygen. Okay, and I still gotta figure out what's going on with my solar panels. I'm pretty sure that the portal thingamajig, by that I mean this data port here, or that has to face 0. Is that 0? Yeah, it's facing 0. So that should face 0. But I think I've got these misaligned because this should face the opposite direction. I think that's supposed to face 180. So if I put this down here, edit that, take this line out, and I have to adjust my horizontal. Subtract 90. So I don't know if this is the right direction. If I had to add 90 or subtract 90, but let's see what happens. So that looks more like it's tracking the right way. But I think the vertical's still off. Okay, that's better. Okay, so we got the right vertical. It's at 92%, so we'll have to see in the morning if it picks it up right. But we're generating more power. We're at 95% efficiency. Generating 500 watts. Obviously, this is going to be less because he's in a bit of a shade, and he's in the shade. So if it comes up there, it goes across here. It's like this route here. I almost need these to be facing the other way. But they're sufficient for what I need for now. So we'll see. I think that's better. So I'm not 100% sure, but the way I understand it is that because of the way this must face to 0, and this power port faces the opposite direction. But because of the way I put my solar panels up, it should face that way, which is 180. But I have to subtract 90 degrees because I've moved it from this position to this position, 90 degrees over. So I subtract 90 degrees. Why I have to subtract 90 from the vertical, I'm not sure, but we'll see if that works. Anyway, it looks to be working. I don't really fully comprehend exactly 100% what's happening, but I have a rough idea. I watch Cows Are Evil, Panic and Die Gaming, Splitsy / Flipsy, Shadow Drake, and a bunch of other people play this game, and I kind of pick up from them. So hopefully you can pick up from me, but if not, definitely Cows Are Evil has great tutorials. Panic and Die Gaming is very good with his coding. Splitsy is better than me, but not certainly as good as Cows Are Evil, or Shadow Drake is also very good with his coding. Any of those though are better than me. So if you want to get resources, you can go to them if my explanation is insufficient. I'm not a coder by any means. All right, so, but our power seems to be good. Let's see, did we get rid of the carbon or the pollution in our base? Where's our pants? So put that one there. Also, we were filling up a lot of batteries, so that could explain what's going on here. All right, so our temperature is 22 degrees. If I put this down to 20, oh no, C, and then press it, and lowers it by. It shouldn't let it go because the coding should stop that. So I don't think it'll get it to 20 degrees. Oh, yeah, we got rid of our pollutant. Good. So we can turn this off. Put this battery back here to charge up. We'll just throw this battery in here for now. Actually, we'll throw this battery in here for now. We'll throw this battery in here for now. And we've got an extra battery, so I'll take this guy, put him here till he's charged. And I'll put that guy there, that guy there, and then this is an extra battery we'll just put over here for now. Okie dokie. Jumpsuit is good. Put that back there, put that back there. What are we playing? Now we're 22 minutes. Okay, so I do want to see how the solar panel tracks overnight, but this is off now. So I'm going to try, and we've got a good temperature. We have no pressure, or we have good pressure, 67 kilopascals of pressure, 21 degrees, 21 degrees, 21 point, aha, but now we're idle. See? Yes. So the chip is shutting it off before it gets to 20. So it's going to keep it between the range we want, 21.85 to 27. So let's plant some, do we have wheat, soybean, wheat, potatoes. Let's plant some wheat. Okay, and it is thriving, thriving, thriving. That's what we want. So the idea is we're going to grow wheat, and then we're going to put up somewhere we have a eggs, which are spoiled. So we don't care about the eggs. We're not going to be doing chickens, I guess, unless we do trading. Chickens are hard to do. You have to be really quick. Obviously, we were not quick. Plus, we kept it in a warm place. So, this is our table. Got to decide where we want to put our kitchen. I'm thinking we can put the kitchen probably one near power. Why don't we put it here for now? So, let's move this guy here. Okay, and then we can put this guy here. And wrench it down. Hook this guy up to power. I need cables and cable cutters. Now, we got to take the wheat, we got to turn it into flour. And to do that, we need another device, which we don't have. So, let's go get that other device. Maybe we'll put up a fridge, too. What do we need to make these things happen? This guy, I'm going to put... there. Reading the F2 helper, they want us to build a room with a partial pressure of oxygen greater or equal to the 16 kilopascals, and the pressure must be greater than or equal to 75 kilopascals. I think we're almost there, but I really wasn't aiming for anything that specific. Why am I out here? What do we do with that? Oh yes, we need a processor and a fridge. PRO. Nope, that's not a P. Food reagent processor. All right, we got one of those. Yes. And a FRIDGE. Hopefully we don't kill our wheat, because that's all the wheat we have. Okay, so we're gonna have to move that. All right, so the fridge, I'm thinking maybe we can put it there. Kind of in the way, but it'll do, I guess, for now. We can always move it later. Might as well grow some potatoes, I guess, just to have them. Food processor. So we take this guy here, and we put the wheat that we grow into here. It turns it into flour. Put the flour into here at 50 grams a pop, and we get a cereal bar. Cereal bars give us better ability in relation to water consumption. All right. Now, can I get rid of any of these? So this guy I can put in here. This guy I can put in here. Oh, that's great. Okay, that's good. So I take this guy. I think it's time to make some shelves. And another connector. Is that sun coming up? Just want to check those solar panels. Okay, they look to be in the right position. That's good, that's good. I know I wanted to make better tools. Why did I come out here? Oh yes, shelves. Locker kit, iron. There we go. 457, 82%, 90. Yeah, that's perfect. Now they're tracking exactly the way I want them to. 94%, 500 watts. Excellent. Okay, so that works good. Sorry, it works well. Okay, so power should be good for the foreseeable future. After today, we've charged up a bunch of batteries. Those guys are going to suck up a whole bunch of power. These guys will go if we have a storm. Of course, I'll have to repair those. Tools. I wanted an arc welder. Steel, electrum, invar, solder. That should all be in here. Invar. Did we use our invar? No, we did not. Need more steel. Getting low on the old materials. Drill heavy mining. That's what we want. One of them. Power is still good because we're using this grow light, that air conditioner, that fridge. It's going to be a big draw in power, and the way we get around that eventually is we're going to have to put more solar panels up, which is not a big deal because we can just string them off in this direction or this direction. Okay, so now we've got this and this. So this replaces this guy. This replaces this guy. So this guy I can put over here. What do we got in this guy now? Fuel canister, 1900. Okay, let's turn this guy on. We'll empty this fuel canister. And then what we'll do is put that here, put that guy away, and then we can just put the empty fuel canister away after we empty it out. That is drawing power, yes. Make sure that's hooked up. Otherwise I'm just wasting power. I am not just wasting power. So yes, it is going in to the battery. Good. And I need, for that guy, got one of those, my arc welder. There. Now we won't heat up the room when we weld because we're using an arc welder. Temperature is nice and cool in here. Good. And everybody's thriving. 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 Good. 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 All right. So the food is thriving. We're bringing in more power. I would like a better belt and a better backpack. Belt. Constantan. We have Constantan, do we not? Tool belt. And belt. Tool mining. Make 2 mining belts. Mining belt. Mining belt. Alright. Oh no, I made 3 mining belts. Okay, well that's enough mining belts. I want a tool. Enough mining belts. Alright, so what do we got here? Mining belt. Mining belt. So I'm going to put this here, that there, that there. Okay, this belt is going to go here. That's my old mining belt. Move that up. Move that up. Okay. Confusing myself here. Alright, tool belt. This is what I wanted to make. Now if I take this, I should put it in there? No. Alright, there we go. So now we got a tool belt, we got a new mining belt, we got some extra mining belts. Okay, so let's see, we got MK2 mining belt. So we're gonna put this one here, put that one there, this tool down here, and then my old tool belt put there. Later on we'll recycle all of these things and recover some of those materials. MK2, okay, so we want the MK2s first. Okay. What else do we need? I don't think we can make the jetpack. No, see, we need other stuff. Okay, so let's turn this guy off for now. Actually, let's get all the stuff out of him. Okay, put that away. Put our fancy ores down here. Okay, how are we doing up here? Slowly trickling some power in. Still go. Okay, so we're almost done with that. These are tracking well. Good, good, good. We've got lots of fuel in there. Just waiting for this guy to drain out. Probably don't need that anymore. We'll keep it for now because it's not in the way or hurting anything, but we can certainly get rid of that. Oh, okay, good, we're done. Excellent. Turn this off. Put this in here for emergency fuel purposes. This, I just wanted to have an empty container, so we'll put it there empty. Oh, look at that. Looks like we got a storm. Power's not going to be a problem now. These guys are going to generate lots of power. Those are going to get damaged, so we're going to have to fix them after the storm. We're going to need some iron to make duct tape to fix them. So we'll just put that in there for now. And since it is stormy out, let's head inside. I need to air out my suit anyway. So we made these lockers. So where do we want to put them? Food's gonna go there. Sun is gonna come up, so it should be okay to put them here for now. Okay, so let's just move this stuff out of here. We'll organize it in a minute. Okay, that's a little neater. Let's see now. Oh yes, I used up all of my food. So I've got quite a few cereal bars left and quite a bit of water. This is going to be stuff that I'm not really going to have a use for in the immediate future. These I will have use for. Okay. Let's just organize that stuff a bit better. Still stormy outside. Thriving. Thriving. Okay, so we're in a good spot. Now I need to take my suit off. So I can put this here. That there. Temperature's good. So it's 24 degrees. When it gets up to above 27, this will turn back on and bring it back down to 21. Good. Okay. Power is excellent. Water, we have 43.5 liters. Plus we have this guy here. Water canister and coolant. So that's got 12 liters, I think, in it. So we're in good shape. Oh yes, we wanted to increase our pressure a little. What is it we needed? 16 kilopascals. Oh, we'd have to take 16. Figure out the percentage. Pressure must be equal to or greater than 75 kilopascals. There, done. All right, so we've got 9% carbon dioxide. These guys need around 1% or so we're good for now. Later on, we're going to have to set up a filter here to pull carbon dioxide in from the atmosphere outside, which is fine because Mars has carbon, oxygen, pollutant, and nitrogen in the atmosphere. So everything we need, we can just suck out the pollutant with this guy, put it back outside. I could just put a vent pressure regulator here and just pull in stuff from that pipe if I really wanted to. But we're good enough for now. We've got our air conditioning set. We've got a refrigerator to store all our future food. We can cook it. We can turn our wheat into flour, which we can turn into cereal bars, which gives us the right here gives you 124% instead of 99%, which you get from potatoes. You get plus 25% hydration, which means you don't have to drink as often. We've got this set up so that it's giving our food or plants enough sunlight, and there you go. So daytime must be coming, sun must be coming up. Everybody's happy with the amount of light that this is giving. Yeah, we'll probably see the sun come up shortly. How are we doing on oxygen? We've got 1.93 kilomoles of oxygen. So we can start getting some ice, put in an ice crusher, connect that to this, hook up a nitrogen filter off the nitrogen, use that for our jetpack, which is, I think that guy has
Jetpack critical.
nitrogen in it. Yeah, so we could use nitrogen if we wanted to. Use anything in there, but nitrogen sufficient. The daytime is coming. You can see the storm is raging. Oh, and the storm is over. So now what we need to do is fix our solar panels because they've been damaged by the storm. And the way we fix that is with good old, you got it, duct tape. I want to take these outside and put those outside. Maybe I'll bring that stuff in. Let's see what we can do here. Alright, let's turn this guy on and print some duct tape. We don't need the good stuff. Let's try the good stuff, see if it makes a difference. I don't really know. So we'll print one roll of that. Well, two rolls. One for us, then one for the... Okay, so this will be... I don't know why I jumped there. And then... duct tape. Let's see. I'm going to put that there for us. And I have some more over here, do I not? I do. Alright, so let's repair these guys. And just to be for science. Okay, so this has 46% damage. So if I use this duct tape, it took me to 53. Okay, what if I use this duct tape? Still use a shitload. So I'm going to suggest that we use this duct tape on repairing solar panels. Just getting rid of it. A couple more rolls. This only uses 2 iron, so much cheaper. Just want to have some backup, so in case I, have a storm and for some reason I don't have any iron, I can at least repair the big guys. And then this little guy back here. Alright, now all our solar panels are repaired. So power will not be an issue. Everything else should be fine because everything was locked down. Now, what I want to do is bring this and this and this. I don't know if I want to do that though, because I gotta have all this stuff out here. Excuse me. I want to put a stacker here. Do I need a stacker here? Because it's going to hand out different stuff, right? Yeah, it's going to kick out reagent, which is fine. All right, that's better. So I'm grinding up all my old stuff. It turns it into a reagent, and then you need to take a centrifuge to split the reagent into its basic ores. So like all of this stuff I can get rid of. I can get rid of this. I can get rid of that. I can get rid of that. Actually, I want to keep 2 of those. That. That. I don't need a portable air conditioner. That's gonna go outside. That's gonna go outside. That's gonna go outside. That's gonna go outside. Okay, that's good. All that stuff can stay there. Oh, this, I don't need that. Don't need to carry around that with me either. Oh, what's this? Centrifuge, right. Centrifuge. For now, we'll put it, it's pretty big. We'll keep it here for now. Okay, so then I can... Oh, there's some reagent. We'll go in the centrifuge. Look at the centrifuge there. Should have the centrifuge hooked up to the recycler, actually. Two steel sheets. And a wrench. Welding torch and two steel sheets. Hey, we get to use our arc welder. Okay, so now I take that, turn this guy on, which is going to suck up a lot of power. Put that in there. Put that in there. It'll grind it up, puts it in here. This will spin up, and once it spins up, it's going to take all of that reagent and it's going to turn it into stuff. So I can take this splitter. Put it back there. Okay, we're just over 2 hours. All right. The reason I wanted to do a longer video because I wanted to get more done because there's not a lot of... We didn't get a lot done. Like really, I upgraded all of the printers. I built this doohickey. I used up most of my materials. I got my solar panel tracking up. I've got my grow panel or grow light going. I've got my AC going. I'm growing food. I cleaned up a little bit, and that was really it. And I didn't do any mining because I did it all pre. So next time what I'll do is when I expanded my tool stuff and just some organization. So next time we will, I'll do some more mining off stream so you guys don't have to watch me mine. Or sorry, off VOD. I'm not streaming. And then we're going to upgrade this to an advanced furnace. This should be pumping out stuff soon. Which it is. Okay, that's good. We still have some materials, but we're going to have to go get some more iron, maybe a little more gold. Maybe some more steel. We're going to have to make some more steel because we have, what? 33 steel there, 1 iron. 12 iron, no steel there. Nothing in there. And I don't think we have anything in here. Oh, we've got 27 iron and electrum. Let's get that out of there. Just so we know where it is. Put our iron up there. Let's put this coal here. I'll put this silver down here, and I'll put that electrum there. Put this coal up here. Okay. Those are all 50s, yeah? Yeah. Okay, good. So now we have a little bit of stuff to work with. We've got some scrap stuff left over. What do we got in here? Ices. Okay, I can put all of these partial stacks in here. Oh yeah, put that coal in there too. Okay, good, good, good. That in there just so we have it nice, even amounts. Okay, so that neatens that up. This is chugging away. Power is good. Tracking is up. We've got this up. We repaired our solar panels. Our IC housing is behind a nice rolly door, so it looks fancy and cool. Our plants are growing. Let's go have a look inside our base. We've got new batteries, lots of power. We organized this a lot better in here. Okay, and that's our scrubber. What do we got? We've got potatoes. They're thriving towards seeding. That's good. Thriving towards seeding. Good. Thriving towards fruiting. Good, good, good. So that's fine. Everything's fine. Need to build a suit stand soon. What do we need for a suit stand? Suit storage locker. Constructed from suit storage. Iron. So we could build one of those right away. Iron, copper, silver, hydraulic pipe bender, tier 1. Propellant. Waste. Breathing. Trying to remember which button it is to get rid of my HUD. That was not it. If I go to settings, controls, maybe hide all windows is tilde. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Screenshot, toggle info, keypad, this thing. Ah, there we go. Gotta get a screenshot. Yeah, that'll do, I think. Alright, so if I hit this, shift out. Alright, then I hit this again, shift in. Alright, I got my screenshot. So, there we go. This is basically a starter base. I have plans for a larger base. I just have to decide where I want to put it. I need a pretty large flat area, so we might move somewhere, maybe in this area, maybe off in that direction. Once we're fully established and self-sufficient here, then we can start working on our bigger base, outposts, mining stations, etc., etc., etc. That's pretty much all we're gonna do for today. Oh, I wanted to put up my little doohickey, didn't I? I'm not gonna pipe it all up and wire it all up today. I don't have the right stuff set up for it. But just a place to put my suit for now. So there's the old one, there's the frame, and there's the locker. That looks kind of nice. So I put this in here, and I can put this in there. And then later on I can hook up like my oxygen intake there and my propellant input there, and then push my waste gas to the, actually in here, and power it all up and everything. For now it's just a basically coat rack. And then I'll use this to do that, and I'll need that to assist with that. My tracker cartridge there, I'll be using that, because I'm going to put that here, and then I need to put that in between so I can suck the right amount of pressure in, etc., etc. And I'm going to have to put in like ice crushers outside or in here to put in oxygen from oxide, etc., etc. All right, so that's good. Oh, how are we doing here? Oh, look at this. We've got wheat. We do have... Still not seeded yet. Close, but we're good. So they're all thriving. So this light is working fine. The pressure is good. The temperature is good. We are well on our way to having food. We have air conditioning. It's still idle. We have good... Where's my tool belt? We have good atmosphere in here, 77 kilopascals. We want above 50, obviously. We want a good amount of oxygen for us. We want some carbon dioxide for the plants. The nitrogen, that'll be good for soybeans later when we grow them. These guys just want carbon dioxide. We can get more carbon dioxide from outside, which will set up a filter to do that. We've got a fridge. We've got our cooking all set up. We're going to make an advanced furnace next time. We've got some coating automated set up, so we're in good shape. All right, so we're going to leave it there. And then next time we'll... advanced furnace. I'll do some mining offline. And then we just got to, quality of life things, tweak everything just a little bit. And then we'll be set to work on the larger new base, wherever that may be. All right, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Please, any comments if you think I did anything wrong. If you have any tips on coding, I'm certainly happy to listen because my coding is substandard at best. but it is functional, if not perfect. Yeah, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.